Boom. And I think we're live. Kevin, what's going on, man?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
I think this is the quarantine concert series episode. What? Don't let me mess up the number.
I believe we are nine.
That's what I
Yes.
thought. That's what I thought. But I needed the backup. I was a little nervous. Are we changing?
I can tell you this. I'm tired of using the word quarantine. I'm absolutely tired of using the word quarantine.
Absolutely. Even though we got a little bit more freedoms as far as restaurants, bars for now, the music scene is still kind of, obviously is shut down. I was just talking about it today, man. Like I'm very much ready to get back to see a live show.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. I
but
was looking at, I got caught on YouTube last night. Well, no, I got caught on like the MTV app, and
yeah,
they had a thing on Kenny Rogers and kind of a tribute to Kenny Rogers and stuff like that from when he passed away. And they were showing a video of when he,
obviously is shut down.
uh, yeah, that's me. That's me.
Yep.
But anyways, they were talking. They showed a video from him. I guess it was late '70s, early '80s, and just everybody high fiving each other and just having a blast when he had done like The Gambler or something like that. And I was sat there and I was like, God, I miss live music.
Yeah, absolutely. And so for tonight on the episode, I'm sure you read in the comments, man, or in the description of the video, we have Robb from the band Nonpoint. And he's actually sitting in the waiting room right now. So we're going to bring him in and we're going to talk about COVID and what the music industry looks like from his perspective, from a band that's at the level that Nonpoint is. So without further ado, here's Robb.
I'm about to fanboy.
Robb, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. I'm good. We are live right now. We're live on Facebook and also on Twitter on the Sounds webpage. First off, we want to thank you for taking the time to jump on here with us and talk to us. We really appreciate it, man. Kevin and I just did a little intro. We were talking about COVID-19 and the quarantine and just how we're all over it. And we really wish that we could see, a large to semi-large concert at this time, man. I know we're jonesing for it. And one of the things we wanted to talk to you about was just, what are you seeing from your side of things, from your perspective on the business, from a band like Nonpoint? What are y'all hearing as far as when we can get back to normal?
Well, I mean, that's a big question. Nobody really knows. I mean, there's so many theories, conspiracy theories out there going on when we will get back and when things will get back to normal. I'm just hoping and praying that it is soon. The one thing for us, though, that we were actually going to take time off anyway. We had just finished our tour with Hell Yeah on December 19th. And we were just going to take time off, write new music, just hang out at home. We had been touring all of 2019, so we want to kind of like take a break away from the music industry, reset. But we definitely didn't want to do it like this. But we only had, I believe, 6 shows or 7 shows planned for the year. And they were starting from, we had one in June that was supposed to be in Arkansas with 10 years. So that unfortunately got postponed or got canceled. I'm not sure. Postponed, canceled, the same thing, I guess. So we had a couple of festival things that had to be shut down. So all in all, I mean, we were really not even going to tour unless, something came along that made sense. We had already toured so much. We did a tour of POD last year and 2 tours with Hell Yeah. We'd already covered much of the country and Canada. So we really didn't have many plans as far as going out and playing shows, as far as, getting on a bus and going for 6 weeks, on a run. We were just going to do one-offs, and stuff, so here and there. But COVID happened and changed all our plans. And we were actually in the dark. I'm not sure if anybody was aware, but on January 1st, everybody posted a black image. Like, we went dark. We were not going to say nothing. We were just going to, just take a break. I mean, I was off social media for about 9 or 10 weeks. So now I didn't post anything in 10 weeks, which is huge. That's the longest I've ever gone not being on social media, because it kind of it's like a necessary evil, like you have to be on, kind of stay engaged with your fans, and, you kind of want to see what's going on, and you want to see what your friends' kids are doing, and stuff like that. But
Yes. Speaking of kids.
Yeah, that I see you got one there.
Yeah.
I got two myself, so I've been able to spend time with them. But we came out of the dark, and we had some announcements and stuff, but we had to put it all on hold. And we're not going to say nothing yet until we find out what's going on. But we did like a quarantine version of the song "Alive and Kicking," which was received very well. We did a campaign selling masks with that merch. Went the 2 days we had it. It was the biggest online sale we have ever had in our career, and I mean, very, very good support from the fan base. Then we did a quarantine version of our song "Frontlines," which originally was on the Miracle album, which was dedicated to our armed forces. So we decided to do a little twist to it, change the lyrics up, and give a shout out and a thank you to all the frontline workers, and essential people are out there, putting their lives on the line, with that for people they don't even know who they don't even know, they're out there helping people and putting their health at risk to help others. So we did a call out to our fan base. So we have over 230 fans that participated in this video, holding the lyrics up for the song. So we use them, and then at the end, we're there with thank you cards, saying thank you to everybody. So that was really the only thing. Now we have an awesome campaign of our fan base choosing our next cover song. So we did like this bracket, like the NCAA, like the Sweet 16, like whatever, Final Four type bracket.
Yeah.
So today, Metallica was battling Stevie Nicks' "Edge of 17." It was Nothing Else Matters against "Edge of 17" by Stevie Nicks. Oh, yeah. So Metallica's winning that battle right now. So we'll see how that goes. So right now we're in the quarterfinal, then we have semifinal, and then we have the final, and that will be the cover. Then we have to go and put the Nonpoint twist to it, and for myself, I'm going to start doing drum covers on my just started YouTube channel. So I'm going to start doing drum covers of songs that people would not think I would cover.
Right.
I think if people would be, if I did a heavy song, would be something obvious. So I'm going to try to pick, a hip hop song, a blues song, anything. Then just put the whole purpose of this is me playing the song in my style, like not covering actually the song. I'm just putting my own drums to the song. So I feel like it's something fun to do. And we have gotten together to rehearse 3 times. I mean, we all live in the Chicago area. My guitar player lives in Indiana. It was like a 40-minute drive. And Elias, my singer, lives in Michigan, which is an hour-and-a-half drive. So we've gotten together 3 times already to rehearse. Everybody has, kept safe, wearing their masks, keeping safe distance, washing their hands. I know everybody in my band has been super responsible. So I have no issues getting together with them and rehearsing. The first time I was kind of even scared to shake their hands. So we did like the elbows type of deal.
Yeah.
So, and still do it. I haven't shook their hands. Or, we usually hug each other. We see, because we don't see, we go, time apart when we don't see each other, give the bro hug. We've done like the, like safe distance hug, the 6-foot hug. But that's pretty much what we've been doing. I mean, this COVID thing is real, man. And it's, I just hope, I hope we can get back together, because not even that, I have friends who have on the restaurant business who are suffering. And so everybody's suffering. It's not just music industry, it's everybody. How many people are on unemployment right now? I mean, it's insane.
Yep.
And we're still working, but just doing things different than what we had planned.
So I want to go over a little bit on. So I have a little bit of a history with Nonpoint. Okay. So I'm fanboying a little bit because
I'm about to say he's about to fanboy hard. You better hold on.
Go ahead, man. It's okay.
Nonpoint. So I used to work for a radio station, and the first concert that I ever worked for that radio station was Nonpoint's first show in Mississippi at Barracuda Beach Club on the beach.
Yes.
4th of July.
I remember it was really hot. And you know why I remember that?
Why is that?
That's the first time we ever left the state, and I had the worst case of hemorrhoids ever. My first tour, the first time ever leaving Florida with Nonpoint to go on a tour,
right?
My butthole was not right.
You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first.
And it was hot as hell. We were in the van. running that AC. I remember we played outside of a bar right in the parking lot.
Yes.
I remember that. Was it WCPR?
Yep.
Yeah.
CPR.
Damn.
I know that.
Yeah.
Biloxi. It was right by the Coliseum, right?
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I'll never forget that because I was in so much fucking pain.
So working through that radio station, I got the opportunity to see you guys play CPR Fest.
Yeah, great festival. I missed that festival.
I actually had you in a dive bar called Thunder's Tavern that I booked.
In Pascagoula?
In Pascagoula.
Was that with Buck Cherry?
Yes.
Because we played there with Buck Cherry. I have a great memory for this stuff.
One was with Buck Cherry, and then
that's the advantage of not being a druggie. I have my memory. Like when anytime anybody asks me about history, like Elias looks at me and I'll go, "It's on this date, happened this time." Yeah. No, I remember Pat. Yeah, I remember the sound of that place was.
And then we had you again with.
I think we canceled the show there.
You did. We canceled a show there too, and then we had another one. I think Jared. I think Falls from Grace played that show. It was.
Yep. My old band, Rob. We played. We opened up for y'all at Thunders.
Okay, we also played at the Coliseum there with Disturbed.
Yes,
and that we could see the hole. Was the Katrina thing had already happened?
Yep.
There was a hole in the ceiling.
What it was. Yep.
I think there was a hole in the ceiling. Yeah.
And then you guys played Crest Live in Biloxi. That I got a chance to.
Yes, all the cool lights behind the stage.
Yep.
Oh my God, I'm too good.
I'm impressed, dude. I'm really impressed because. You played a lot more shows than I have, and I can't remember half of them like that.
Well, I mean, the one thing that I wanted to pride myself is like, I got the opportunity to do this for a living, so I wanted to cherish, and I have all these memories. Like I have a podcast, by the way, called the Robbcast Podcast, and we just did an Ozfest feature, and I remembered everything that happened on that Ozfest 2001 tour. And my co-host Robb Rivera was like, "How do you remember all this stuff?" I said, "I don't know, because this is what I've dreamed of doing my entire life, was to be in a band, touring, and making a living since the age of 16. I quit baseball, and I started playing music, and I am here at 50 years old, doing what I want to do, So I've been able to do it since the age of 30 professionally, and I remember pretty much. I might not remember every single name, but I remember something about the venue or something that happened to me, but yeah, I just try to, I don't know. I just love what I do, and I cherish every moment. I have it burned all in my memory.
I will say this though. I mean, so 23 years of Nonpoint.
Since 1997.
Yeah, so
me and Elias played our first show together, January 30th, 1997 at Club Q in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Nice.
So since then,
you don't hear that very often anymore in music, period. I know there's been challenges, but what's been the best part about 23 years with the same? I know you've had interchanging lineups, but you and Elias have been the same for 23 years. What's the best part about all of that?
Honestly, the best part of the 23 years is honestly being able to do it for 23 years, to be able to continue. I mean, we have been on numerous record labels. We've had numerous band members, numerous managers. We've changed booking agencies, business managers, everything. Every year is a challenge. Every record we release is a challenge. But the drive of Elias and myself has just never changed. From day one, we are so different as people, Elias and myself. We're two very different people. But when it comes to the band and to Nonpoint, the name and the business, we think we're right here, locked in. So it's been able to always find a loophole and find the way to get through it. Getting dropped from that first label was very like. Eye-opening, it's like, oh my God, like is our career over? We released 2 records, and we were able to jump to Atlantic from MCA. Then we were able to jump to Beeler Brothers and to a couple other. Then we had Spine Farm and Razor and Tie. Metal Blade released a record for us. So it's like, every single time we have a challenge, I just know for a fact that we're just going to get through it, because I love playing music. My goal was to play music for a living. and I'm friggin' doing it, you know. So, and I'm gonna continue to do it till, like Elias says, until the wheels fall off.
There you go.
So yeah.
Nice.
I just remembered another show.
Okay.
Not Panama City, Fort Walton Beach. There was a radio festival. You guys played with 10 Years and Bubba Flex, and I forgot.
Where was this?
It was in just north of Fort Walton Beach or Destin area.
Oh, was it not nice? Was it
Nice
the Blaze Fest?
Which one?
Blaze Fest?
Yes.
And that was Chevelle was on that, like Dirty
Yep.
Hands or something? Okay,
Yep.
yeah, I remember that. It was hot as
It was ridiculous, man.
fuck that day.
Yeah, that's
I do
pretty
remember that.
impressive.
Yeah, I remember that show. Very good show. That was actually the first tour we did. It was a 6-show run we did with BC as our guitar player. And we actually played, we went from there to like New Orleans, played Southport Music Hall, and then we went home. Yep. So yeah, is it Nicefield, Florida?
Yeah, Niceville.
Yeah, Niceville, yeah.
Yeah, something like, yeah, I remember that. It was a really cool show.
Rob, you touched on it a little bit already, man. Can you talk to us a little bit about going from, like you mentioned, like playing baseball to like forming Nonpoint, like the early days story, how that all came about? That's kind of what, you know, we do a lot of unsigned artists on here, up and coming bands. And I know, you know, for them to hear that story, how you kind of broke through, I think that'd be something cool.
Well, I mean, I was playing baseball. I mean, from the early year, I was named after a baseball player. My father, my dad, I'm from Puerto Rico, so my dad's Puerto Rican. So his favorite baseball player was Roberto Clemente. So he named me after Roberto Clemente. I actually have a tattoo of Roberto Clemente on my leg. And I went from, you know, playing baseball to like when I lived in Ohio, I just got like this 2-string guitar that I found in the trash. And I went home. I took the guitar home that night, and I actually started playing "Smoke on the Water." And that's the first song I learned how to play. And I'm like, wow, this is cool. And then I listened to Rush, All the World's a Stage, and my whole world changed. I heard the drum solo, and I went to my mom's kitchen, got her pots and pans, wooden spoons, and made a makeshift kit on the bed. I broke her spoon. She was mad as hell. But you know, it was keeping me out of trouble, you know. So little by little, I got more interest. I started, you know, you remember the Columbia Tape and Record Club? You get like 10 CDs for $0.01 or something like that.
They're still looking for some people on that one.
Yeah, I still owe them money. I joined under multiple names. So, but I started buying different records, you know, Styx, Cheap Trick, Van Halen. So, and then that's how I started getting into music, and I started weaning away from sports. Excuse me. After that, I got a Sears kit, a Sears drum set, and I started playing, and I got inspired. When I went to church I was going to, the pastor's daughter was a drummer, so that's the first time I saw somebody play drums. And I said, wow, this is really cool, you know, and so that's how I got started. I mean, I still love the game of baseball. I got a Yankees tattoo right here, so I am
you're a Marlins fan too, huh?
What's that?
You're a Marlins fan as well?
I follow the Marlins in the National League, but not right now. They're all struck with COVID. I'm mad at them.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I'm mad at them because they were playing knowingly that they were positive, and I was very upset with them. So I transitioned into music at the age of 16. I was in a local band in Puerto Rico. We were called, I think, Amethyst or something like that, or Witch Hunter or some weird name like that. And we played like just metal, and it just kept growing from there until I got, you know, into the Nonpoint, you know, where like 1991, the idea of Nonpoint started. And here I am, 2020, still doing it.
Man, I'm sure you've seen, obviously, like the industry has changed so much, right? Like you mentioned it, bouncing from record label to record label to now. Are y'all doing a lot of this, you know, yourself, or are y'all still with the label?
We're currently not with the label right now. We are unsigned at the moment. So you have an unsigned artist on your show.
There we go.
Yeah, we are unsigned. We parted ways with Spine Farm. Great label, good people. But right now we're just chilling. You know, it doesn't really make much sense to look for a label at this moment because no labels are doing anything. You know,
right.
I don't think any label's going to take a chance on anything right now. But we're, you know, plugging away, writing music in the studio, and hopefully we can make some announcements of stuff we want to do, and it's going to take some time right now. But I mean, a lot has changed when we first started. I mean, you had, you know, things like illegal downloading, and, you know, people bought CDs. Now people can't sell a CD to save their life. But the vinyl revolution came back, and I'm a huge collector of vinyl. I got almost 1,000 myself, so I love vinyl. And now we live in a streaming world, so a lot has changed from my first time listening to music on an 8-track and a vinyl to now listening to it on a screen about that big on a phone.
That's right. In earbuds. Yeah. Man, I want to say one thing. I know every Nonpoint show I've ever seen has been so high energy that I just always appreciated that about y'all's music, It's killer.
Thank you, man. One thing we prided ourselves with, I mean, we've never been like a hit single writing band or nothing. I think we write music that we love ourselves, we personally love. We never been blowing up on the charts, but we've still been able to make a career. But the one thing that we pride ourselves on is the live show.
Yeah.
Basically anybody that has played in this band, when I talk to them, this is, do you move on stage? I don't care how much of a shredder you are or not. If you don't move on stage and you don't come home off that stage sweaty and sore, you have not done your job. And every time we come off stage, I mean, Elias has twisted his ankle, God knows, 10 plus times on stage.
Yeah.
I've thrown out my back as I do jumps on the kit. I was like an idiot,
That was one of my questions that I had lined up for you, is actually how tired do you get after a show? Because you're probably one of the most emotional drummers I've ever seen play a live show. You are just active from start to finish.
Well, the thing is, as far as the biggest problem I have right now playing live is I'm trying to play at 50 years old. I'm trying to play 30-year-old songs when I wrote when I was 30. So 50-year-old me is trying to play 27-year-old me. And it's not as easy as, but you know what? It's all a mental thing and heart. And honestly, if know that I'm going to finish my life being in pain every day, which I am now, I don't care anymore. As long as those people leave happy, I'm doing what I want. I can't complain about what I do. I've had ups and downs, lots of downs, but we've always bounced ourselves back up. But I'm doing what I want, and if the people leave happy, then I'll be in pain for them. As long as they leave happy, buy some merch. We take pictures with them. They tell us their story of how they like the band. That is bigger than anything that I ever imagined. While being, thinking about being in a band, I get a lot of satisfaction out of it. So.
Yeah, that sums it up, man. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. I know you mentioned you got a YouTube channel that you just started. How can people find you on YouTube? What's the channel?
You know what? I don't even remember the URL. I think it's youtube.com/C/Robb Rivera. I think that's the one. I think because I was trying to do like Robb TV. I don't know if I can do it. I have to check if I can get that. But I definitely am going to start doing some covers. Just stuff for fun. We work out of a studio in Chicago called Uptown Recording. That's where I do most of the Robcast podcast tapings with my partner Rob, who's the chief engineer there. So we've been, he's been like basically the sixth member of the band, and he's always coming up for ideas. He actually played bass on our last recording and engineered, and he produced the Poison Red for us along with ourselves. But I'm just going to try to just stay busy, and just, keep doing what I want. And I'm a drummer, I play drums for a living. So this is what I want to do. Hopefully I'll get enough views, monetize the channel, because I know you can make it. I'm trying to make ends meet in whatever way I can. And I'm going to do it by playing music. So.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. What about that podcast? Let us know where are you at on that? Are you on all the platforms, Apple Podcasts?
We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcasts, and Spotify. We're on Stitcher, I think. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, just go Robcast Podcast with 2 B's. And we've had full demo from X Machine Head. We've had Dave Ellison, Jeff Scott Soto. We've had a lot of like local musicians, and a lot of just me and Rob talking about our experiences with the industry and whatnot. So, but that's been fun. The podcast, I've been able to tell so many stories and been able to fanboy myself about music that I love. we've had like top 5 records, top 5 live shows, stuff like that. So we talk about all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, we're in our 3rd season. It's still growing, it's still small, but I'm hoping that, we can get some more listeners, and we're trying to find ways to make the podcast grow. But it's just, well, I just have so much time of just so much. It all is time consuming. So we sometimes don't do an episode every week. So it just depends, and he's busy too. Plus, with the quarantine, we were kind of not doing anything for a couple months.
Yeah.
So, but we're getting right back into it. We're going to get some new guests, and hopefully next week I can do some new recordings with them.
Killer, man. Yeah, somebody looks like they dropped the link.
Somebody did drop the link.
Yeah, so the link
for the podcast.
Yeah.
For your YouTube channel.
Oh, who dropped it?
Tina
Jackson.
Oh, hi Tina. Thank you for helping.
Yes. And look, man, we'll share it. We'll share it on our Facebook page as well, and I'm gonna check that out. I'd love to hear some of the stories, man. I'm sure.
I appreciate it, man. Like I said, it's really been really cool. I think the episode with Dave Ellison was really cool for Megadeth. The episode with Phil and the Jeff Scott Soto episode is really cool. That's been our biggest, the most listened to episode. He sings for TSO, Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Mm-hmm.
He's a former singer in Journey. He's been one of my good friends for a long time. He filled in for Journey there for a while.
I have 2 platinum albums from Trans-Siberian Orchestra hanging in my house. I'm just saying.
I don't have any, so I'm jealous.
And actually, I saw him when he on one of the tours with Journey. I think it was Journey and Def Leppard in New Orleans, and he was singing at that point for Journey. And
I saw him in West Palm Beach, Florida. My old manager, Jason Beeler, who used to be in the band Saigon Kick.
Yep.
He is good friends with Jeff, so he invited us to the show. And honestly, to be quite honest, and I'm not saying this because he's my friend, but he's possibly the best singer in Journey has ever had after Steve Perry.
Right.
He nothing against Arnell or a guy that Steve Argeri, is that his name? Nothing against him. Wonderful singers. But Jeff brought this energy to the show that was just mind-blowing. When I saw him singing, and that's when I got to meet. I went backstage, got to meet him. I got to meet Neil Sean, Dean Castronova, who mind-blowingly sang that night and sang faithfully. It was like, I'm surprised they didn't get him to be the singer of Journey because he sounds exactly like Steve Perry. But I met Jeff that night, and we've been friends ever since. I've been staying in touch with him. He came out on stage and sang In the Air tonight with us in Los Angeles. It's super cool guy. He's got an amazing new band called Sons of Apollo that is with Billy Sheehan, Bumblefoot, Mike Portnoy, and Derek Sherinian. I mean, you can't ask for a better lineup. And here's the thing. You listen to that band, and you think that band's been around forever. They do not sound like one of the super group, like one and done. They sound like a band that's been around for a real long time. So I was really excited to see him do that. I seen him live, mind-blowing musicianship. But yeah, check out that episode. That's like
anybody that says Billy Sheehan's in a band, my ears immediately perk up. I'm like, what?
Yeah, he's one of my top 5 bass players. I mean, I loved him in Talus, loved him in David Lee Roth. I loved him and Mr. Big. I just like listening to him play. I would love to jam with that guy one day.
I want to mention one more thing before we wrap it up, man.
Yeah.
We talked about the live shows being energetic, but your fan base too, man, which I consider Kevin and I a part of that. But they're hardcore Nonpoint, man. You got some Facebook groups out there, Nonpoint fan groups that I see in my feed all the time, constantly sharing your stuff, talking about shows, talking about just favorite songs, but just a lot of discussion going on. So
there's that 361 All Things Nonpoint. I think it's one of the best Facebook groups that exists out there. It is basically just Nonpoint based. There's nothing else talked about except Nonpoint. There's over almost 16,000 members in that. And they, the love we get from that group is absolutely mind blowing. Anytime we have something new, we kind of post it on there first, kind of give them an exclusive thing, and then like when we said we did that campaign with the mask, and most of those 361 people are the one that bought the stuff, they have been, and then and the thing is they're like a pay it forward type of group. Like you can't make a show, somebody from the group will buy you a ticket. There's actually been relationships have been grown up, like people have gotten married because they met through that group.
Wow.
They see each other at shows and they do like a 361 picture. It's like an insane community of people. Like this was started up by my friends Sean Reiner, Dustin Nottingham, and Nathan Bowden. They started this group, and it's been nothing but positive stuff. Like that, the stories that I read on there, like how we've affected these people's lives, is mind blowing. That to think that my music has made such an impact, like that. And it goes to show you this is what I wanted to do. That's better than any gold record. When somebody said, "Hey, your music saved my life," there's no gold record that can compete with something like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to have a gold record, but just the people, how they just gravitate to our band, and how when they talk to us at shows, it brings a tear to my eyes. Like, man, we really have made a difference. Like it's not what I expected when I first started. I had no idea how, like the song "Alive and Kicking," for example, has saved so many lives, has gotten people through their worst times, be it divorce, be it a death in the family, depression, sickness. It's like we're like one of the best therapies, I guess, for these people, and it's amazing. Like our music has done that, and music has done that for me too. Like the Master of Puppets record saved my life when I was a teenager. All I did was stay home and listen to that album. I didn't go out, so I didn't go out and get in trouble. I wasn't doing drugs. I was listening to music. I was studying basically what I wanted to do. So basically I was digging deep into what I wanted to do, and that saved my life. And when these people come with these stories to me on a nightly basis at shows, it's like I give them a hug, like a huge thank you. It's like I can't ask for anything better. I'm blessed that I've been able to call this a career 22, 23 years, and I'm still going strong. And I'm hoping it's more. I'm hoping I can still play these songs at the age of 70. We'll see.
I can tell you this, on at least from me and Jared's side of it, we hope you are too, because if Nonpoint's within range, I'm traveling.
I appreciate that. That's another thing. The travel that people do to come see us, mind-blowing. They'll drive hours and hours. That's just like the guy I said, Nathan Bowden, who helped start that 361 group. He's been to exactly 200 Nonpoint shows.
Wow.
And 200 Nonpoint shows. And he's driven hours, has flown to Florida to see our 20th anniversary. Like, it's insane. It's really insane. And I'm just thankful. I'm thankful. And I thank the good man above for blessing me with an incredible fan base, with talented musicians, with a singer who is driven and is one of the hardest working guys I've ever met. So like I'm just, what's that?
He's got with a very unique and very powerful voice too.
Yes, I mean I just like I see like some bands change singers, but there's just no way I could do that. There's nobody that can replace Elias. It's not even something I would entertain ever. And he's been my partner. I love the guy to death, like a brother. We've had our moments, because like we're family. Family it gets testy, but we always work it out. Here we are 23 years later, still, kicking ass, doing our thing.
Hell yeah, man. Well, Kevin and I have before pre-COVID, we're dabbling in trying to get some rock shows set up down this way. And when things get back to normal, man, we'd love if we can set some kind of show up. We'd love to reach out and see if we couldn't make something happen if you guys are on, in this area at that time.
Yeah, definitely reach out to our agent Eric Powell at Sound Talent Group.
We will.
He will set it up with you. I would love to come back down there. It's been a while for us in the Biloxi area. Is that Crest Live still there?
Crest Live is not there. The building is still there. The stage is still there, but the interior and it's basically closed, but it can be used.
Okay.
So,
is there another venue in the area that can be used?
No, not really. We've been trying to put our feelers out and see if we can't come up with something creative. We got a lot of casinos around here. They have big venues, but negotiating with them can be difficult at times because they have their own things that they're trying to do with those.
Understandable, but yeah, I'd love to come back down, and you guys Let my agent know, and we'll make it happen. Yeah, we'll let my agent know. We'll make it happen for sure.
Absolutely, man. Hey, Rob, thanks so much, dude. You gave us your time this evening. I really appreciate it, man.
No problem. Anytime, man. I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Hey, good luck with everything y'all got coming up, too.
No problem. Thanks a lot, man.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you, Rob.
Yep.
Dude, that was killer, man. I
was surprised at how many fucking shows he remembered.
There's
stayed. I mean, we were at their very first show outside of Florida, and I thought that was the case.
You know that?
On the way home, I said, I guarantee you that was their first show out of Florida, but I knew for sure it was their first show in Mississippi, and I didn't want to say your first show out of Florida, and he go, no, but I knew it was the first one in Mississippi. So, but yeah,
that's really cool.
He's such a badass. So.
Dude, his perspective and appreciation for what the opportunity that he has and that he's taking advantage of it the way he has is that's impressive, man. Very impressive.
No, it is, and like I said, for somebody of his stature in the rock community, to be able to remember the fans and be able to remember the shows and be able to remember things that have happened in areas and remember the cities that they've toured and appreciate all of it. That's just absolutely amazing to me.
Agreed. 100%. We really originally planned to start the live broadcast at 7:30, but we went a little early. So we've got the grudge match has been pushed back, but well worth it. Kevin, who do we have tonight to kick it off? We probably only got about 15, 30 minutes, probably left of the show. We'll see if we can squeeze a few videos in here, huh?
Well, yeah, we've also got James from Blind Anxiety Entertainment going to be joining us here in just a few.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. I forgot about that.
So he's scheduled for 8:30, but I'll shoot him a message and see if maybe he can pop on a little bit early. See if we can get him in there before 8:30. But yeah, the grudge match, dude. The returning champion, and I can't say enough or show enough love about the hard work that these guys have put in. The champion is Kingdom Collapse. It's their song Uprise. Kingdom Collapse 2 weeks ago, the most played song on Sirius Octane, top 40 Billboard, top 40 Media Base, unsigned. They were just on LA Lloyd's Rock 30, featured on that. And I think they featured Uprise, and I think they featured the song Payback as well. So to be on a show like LA Lloyd's Rock 30, which is the top 30 countdown that's played on multiple radio stations across the United States, that says a lot for what they've got going on. So they're our champion with the song Uprise, and their challenger is Another Day Dawns. This song is called Forget Me Not. And, Joe is our kind of helping us out on our fan page. Joe,
yeah. He's doing a lot of good work too.
He is bowed out of this competition because he runs the fan page for both of these bands.
Okay.
He's also involved with both of these bands. So he's bowed out of this competition. It's going to be a good one. You're going to be able to put your votes up in the comments, and it's very simple. If you like video number 1, put video number 1. If you like video number 2, put video number 2. But we're going to roll into video. You got all your settings set the way you need to there, Bill?
I think it's going to take me just a bit of a second, just part of how it is here.
I got you.
Program that we got.
So go ahead. Well, we'll roll into the challenger. Another Day Dawns. The song's called Forget Me Not. You're watching the grudge match. The sound.
We'll see.
I don't need this. Why do I try when it hurts?
Well, Kevin, that was pretty damn good.
Dude, that was awesome. That's good.
Yeah. How'd you find them?
I think that was actually Joe sent me the link to that. He's got it out. And that's how
Yeah, that one's really good, man. I really, really like that. So you've already mentioned who the returning champion is for tonight. Kingdom Collapse, mentioned the whole thing. Most played. Would you say most played song on Sirius Octane Radio? They broke the top 40. Is that correct, Kevin?
Top 40 media base Billboard.
Yeah. I got to give you credit, man. You're the one who found those guys. I think you were on down the rabbit hole on YouTube, if I remember right. Is that correct?
I did. And Suffer was the song we found originally.
That's still my favorite song of theirs, and they got a lot of good ones, but that one's my favorite one.
And just rolling through that, one thing that I'm excited about. We were
Yes, yeah. I was waiting for you to toot that horn. I knew you were going to do it. We brought Kingdom Collapse, and that, you know what? That was their first show out of Texas, which was their state.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so Ronnie's jumping in saying one of the best live shows I've seen.
He was talking about.
Yeah. The comments are a little delayed on here, but still. No, they put on a great performance. It was really, really good. And as soon as we can get past this COVID crap and hopefully start putting on some shows again, we definitely want to have these guys back because as you're about to see, they throw down.
They do, but because of setting
Say that one more time. You're kind of chopping out.
Somebody I have a lot of.
Yeah, you do. Let's see if this helps. I don't know if that helped anything or not. Sometimes
it was that. Remember you had to back to go with your videos.
I never put that back, so we should be good there.
No. I can hear myself. I don't mind listening.
All right, so look, let's jump into the returning champion.
Kingdom Collapse Uprise. Grudge match. Vote. Check it out.
I
Hey,
Also very good.
yes. So that is Kingdom Collapse. That is Uprise. The poll is up for you guys to vote on. If you don't see the poll, you can definitely put it down in the comments. You can vote for video number 1, which was Another Day Dawns, or video number 2, Kingdom Collapse. Right now, Kingdom Collapse does have a slight lead in the voting. So yeah, that's where we stand on that. Get your votes in now.
Let's say what up to some people that's in the comment section here, man. They've been chatting it up from for a while now. So what's up, Jordan? What's up, Shelly? She commented earlier when we were talking about Crest Live. Matt White was talking to us earlier about Nonpoint. Leon Craft's been in here saying some stuff. What's up, Leon, man? Good to see you. I was jamming some Love to Hate the other day, as a matter of fact. And we just also, that makes me think of something, Kevin.
Do it to it. I know where you're going.
Yeah. Yeah, we just started releasing back again on our, we released the show as an audio only podcast in case you're driving to work or walking the dog or doing whatever you're doing. You don't have time to actually watch it. You can listen to the show. And one of the things that we wanted to do to kind of spice the audio podcast portion of it up was I'm starting to go back and clip some of the performances that we did or that we had, guests that came on, bands that played. We're clipping just the songs and we're putting those out. So you can hear a little, 4-minute, 8-minute, sometimes if they played 2 songs, clip of just the audio of the live performances. And we've got a lot of good ones. I think I've released, Kevin, 2 now, possibly 3. I think 3.
I think you've done 3. I know Love to Hate was one of them. I can go back and take a look.
We did Silent Trust and who was the first one that I did? From episode 1, Silent Trust.
Did you do James Gillies?
I think I did. I think it was James. Yep. So anyway, it's just another, tidbit, another thing you can listen to. You can check us out. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcast, Stitcher, pretty much any tune in. I think we're even on iHeartRadio. Yeah. And I just tried to get us on Pandora, but it takes time to process on that. So anyway, something else you can check out from the show, man. So what's up, Ronnie? Ronnie's in the chat here. What's up, Russell? Russell Fine. What's up, man? And then Adam Burden, man. Good to see you in the chat as well.
Adam.
If you're digging the show tonight, man, y'all please sure try to share it if you can. Helps us out a ton.
Yes. And where were we going with this? We got an opportunity now where James is going to be hopping on here in just a few minutes from Blind Anxiety Entertainment. So we got an opportunity. We're going to talk with him, and he's a booking agent. He handles a bunch of bands. He just signed Envision to Blind Anxiety. Picked up another couple bands, doing some really good stuff with some really up and coming bands, and it's going to be interesting to talk to him. But we had Rob from Nonpoint on earlier. And if Jared, if you look down a little bit into our playlist on YouTube,
okay,
you see a song called there, "Remember Me," and that was that Frontlines tribute song that he was talking about that they did.
Okay.
While we're waiting on James to hop in, I'd love to be able to play that and give people a good look of what they were trying to do. That go tied in with their whole mask promotion that they did and everything, and their fans. This is a fan-made video or a video made for the fans. So I'd like to go ahead and play that. We can check that out if you're ready.
I'm pulling it up right now. This is the video, Kevin, that he mentioned that they had. The fans, you see, like you said, they I guess they hand wrote some stuff, and they're going to be in this.
They held up the lyrics to the song on the cards.
Okay.
And it's a tribute to the workers on the front line. And for most of y'all that don't know that, Jared is one of those. So you are.
Yeah, I am. Yep. We're taking care of patients over there, and we've had a few positive patients. So for sure, it's real. COVID is real, and it sucks. So
on behalf of everybody out there and from your guys at the Sound, thank you for being out there for us. So
yeah, man, pleasure's all mine. It feels good to be able to be able to help when we can. You know what I mean?
So this is Nonpoint. It's called "Remember Me." It's a Frontlines tribute. Check it out, and you're watching the Sound.
Boom, nailed it.
Will you remember me? Can't you remember why? Even though you didn't ask me to, I risk my life for you. You may never know my name. You might not even care. But when the world is burning down, you're gonna want me there. Gonna want me there. On the front lines, fighting for your life. On the front lines, knowing tomorrow I may not be alive. On the front lines, fighting for your life. On the front lines, fighting for your life. Fighting for you. When you need protection without an agenda, without an intention. And you've given up and lost your direction. I'll be the memory of old. I'll be your North Star. I'll be your North Star. On the front lines, fighting for your life. On the front lines, knowing tomorrow I may not be alive. On the front lines, fighting for your life. Oh, on the front lines, fighting for your life. On the front lines, fighting for your life. On the front lines, knowing tomorrow I may not be alive. On the front lines, fighting for your life. Oh, on the front lines, fighting for your life. Fighting for your life.
Pretty powerful stuff there.
Yeah, that was a really good idea. I like that. I like the fan involvement too. That was awesome, man.
Yeah, so
For sure.
So, like he said, I think he said 281 or 231 fans took part in that video, and if right at the end, it was the band themselves holding up the thank you cards, telling everybody thank you. So, pretty good tribute right there from.
Yeah, that
from
falls in
Nonpoint.
line, man, with like his whole perspective. So I can definitely see why they would make something like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Looks like we got
Absolutely.
James in the waiting room, man. I'm gonna go ahead and bring him in, Kevin.
Bring them on in.
James, what's going on, man?
Good evening, gentlemen. How you guys doing?
We're doing well, man. We're doing well. Thanks for joining us here tonight. We're live on Facebook and Twitter right now. So I'm gonna let Kevin take it away on this little segment here.
All right. So, like I was saying earlier, this is James. He's with Blind Anxiety Entertainment, doing a lot of work with a lot of up and coming and actually some longevity bands as well. And I guess I wanted to get your take on the side of things because once I realized who you were, and we kind of became acquaintances on Facebook and messaging back and forth and stuff like that. And we've had some of the bands that you deal with, Reason to Find and Envision, and Carly Fox with the Rumors on the show, and you handle stuff for those bands. I wanted to get your side of it, of where you're looking. I've seen you book tours. I've seen tours getting ready to get started, and then unfortunately some have had to be backed away and down. So give me your side of it as far as dealing with COVID on a booking side of it, or a booking agent side of it, trying to get these bands out playing live again.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show tonight. I really do appreciate it. A lot of the tours that were canceled so far this year were already booked pre-COVID. Most of the shows probably going back to maybe mid-February when we had them all locked in. So as the COVID thing was happening, we were just trying to be hopeful and optimistic that the shows were going to happen. But, unfortunately, these spikes happened and these tours got postponed to later in the year. So we're still trying to keep them, hopefully that they're going to happen. But optimistically, as you're well aware of, it's just a lot of craziness out there right now. And best that we could do is just be hopeful.
Oh, no, I get it. It's just like I was looking on Facebook the other day. I was like, hey, look, this show's still booked. This show's still going. This show's still going. And then I don't know, maybe a few hours later, canceled, postponed, canceled. Yeah. Damn it, man. I'm itching to see a live show so bad. You just recently, one of the bands that we've had on the show before that is from our area, Envision, just recently signed with you. And I noticed that you guys have been booking or starting to sign a few more bands. So what does Blind Anxiety Entertainment look for when they're looking for a band to sign on? And just give some bands some ideas if they're looking for somebody to sign with as far as a booking agent or anything like that.
Well, now that we've been doing this for almost 6 years, we've actually grown pretty substantial at a steady pace over the last few years. When we first started, we just booked, any band that was willing to get out there, just because of the fact that I was a promoter ahead of time, before this actually. And what I did was I was booking shows in Florida for bands as a promoter, and then they got used to me being, very diligent and very good at what I was doing. And then they started asking me to book shows outside the area. So that grew into, weekenders, and that eventually grew into touring. So now what we look for in 2020 and going into 2021, we're just looking for hardworking bands that want to get out there. Doing a 250 date tour or, calendar is just not feasible these days, just because of the fact the way the music industry is. But we're just looking for bands who are, strong on social media, have quality music recorded, quality videos on YouTube, as some of the bands you were playing right before this interview here. We're just looking for bands that, just want to get out there and just do what's right, get out there and see the fans. I weeded a lot of bands out through bands being lazy. I had actually a band located in your area that just said basically to me, just find us shows. They don't want to do anything, to get themselves out there any further. They just wanted me just to book shows. I'm not looking to work for bands. I'm actually looking to work with the bands. So I try to micromanage the best I can. I just don't book the show and, be done with it. We try to get the locals on board if we have to. We try to, promote as heavily as we possibly can, because we want the best show possible for the bands, especially if they're going to be 4, 8, sometimes 16 hours from home.
You just heard it here, folks. Kevin and I have mentioned that before a few times, man. We've been begging, even pre-COVID, James. We were begging bands like, guys, throw your phone up. Whether it's rehearsal in your house, whether it's at the show live. Obviously sometimes the sound quality is not going to be as great, but people understand that. put content out there. And Kevin and I are super surprised at how few bands actually do it. COVID happens, and a little bit more, you start to see people start to do kind of like live streams and stuff because they have to. But I mean,
Right.
you're on the other end of that, the promoter side, and that's what you're saying, right? So one of the first things you're going to do is look and see what type of online presence that these bands have nowadays, right?
Yeah, especially with the engagement with the fans. You know, if I'm looking at your band, you reach out to me through my website and you want to, you know, find a roster spot with me and stuff. The first thing I look for is on your social media, what kind of engagement you're doing. Are you posting stuff about your band, about your upcoming tour, your shows, your videos, or are you just posting, you know, stupid memes about, you know, what kind of potato you are and stuff like that? I don't want to be bothered. You know, I hate to be frank, but, you know, the bands that I work with, you know, they're trying to, you know, bring their band to the next level. They want to get noticed for bigger tours. They want to get noticed for festivals. And if that doesn't work out, they just want to be noticed to the fact that if they're going to go out on tour, they want people to come out. They want to entertain the fans as best they could. And, you know, you just have to have that quality music out there, you know, or the quality videos. You know, if your band is just starting out and you got 50 likes on Facebook and you have no quality music out or any kind of video out, you don't need a booking agent at this point. You don't need management at this point. You just need to get out there and hone your craft, get your, you know, your feet wet into doing local shows and getting on with the local promoters. And then eventually that stuff will lead on to maybe playing some better shows. And then when you start locking in some fans and getting some content done, booking agents will start looking at you.
I noticed you used the word, and I hope you used it on purpose, engagement, because what I take from that, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that you don't have to necessarily have 10,000 followers on your band's Facebook page or 50,000, 100,000, whatever. The more the better for sure. But if you're somebody that's only got, say, 1,000, but you're getting lit up with 30 comments per post, and the band's in there answering those comments and firing back. Maybe they even got a Facebook group that has a couple hundred or 1,000, you know, people that are involved with that. And you can see photos online of people coming out to their show, following these guys. That tells you a lot, right?
That's what I meant by the engagement. You know, I want to see, like, when you put something up on your Facebook band page or your Twitter or your Instagram, that people are actually responding to it, commenting, sharing. That's what I'm talking about. Because again, if you're going to post that, you know, for example, you have a show this Friday night at a local venue and 2 people like the post, I'm a little skeptical about it. You know, again, if you put something up and people are like, yeah, we're going to be there and things like that, because the followers, the numbers of the likes or whatever, all that can be faked on YouTube and Spotify and stuff. So I'm looking more for the engagement. And then when I interview a band over the phone, that also tells me too, like, you know, there's particular questions I ask them. And if I get, you know, some real crazy answers, then, you know, I might not be the right fit. You know, I'm an independent guy. I don't have any other agents under me. I do all the booking myself. So when you see all these tours announced and everything, 99% of that work is done by me. You know, so I'm proud of the fact of the work that I do and the bands that I work with. I've had some bands with me now for almost 6 years, and I've had you know, a few of them that have been with me for 3+. You know, I'm always trying to expand and work with different bands, and the more I can get bands out there and see them, you know, basically living through them vicariously while they're on the road, saying, hey, we've never been to Nashville. This is our first time, or this is our first time in California. That's what gets me off on doing the booking, you know. So I've been a supporter of local music for a long, long time, doing it as a radio show host in the beginning, which evolved into being a promoter, then evolved into being a booking agent. I'm just very happy where I stand right now with the bands that I work with.
I think Kevin's saying he can relate to that story a little bit. So
radio DJ into promoting shows, and I haven't ever gotten into the booking side of things, but yeah, the radio DJ into booking shows, I get it. I understand.
Well, that's exactly how it all started. It was like, you know, I had an internet radio show for a few years, And then people would start saying, hey, man, why don't you do some local showcases with the bands you play on your show? So I started doing that. And then again, I had some bands actually come in from South America, Europe, Illinois, New York, coming down to Florida to do shows. And then people would say, hey, man, if I'm going to come down to Florida, can you help me with a couple of shows on the way down? And that's how that all evolved. And to be honest with you, I know people are going to think I'm crazy. I actually enjoyed the booking more than I did the show promotions and being on the radio.
That's different. Yeah, that's cool, man. What are some of the venues or maybe even whether it's venues or towns that you're getting some of your artists in that you can tell us about?
Actually, I
guess pre-COVID, right?
Yeah, well, even now, I stay in touch with a lot of the buyers and the venues. I actually take the time to check up on them to see how they're doing through the pandemic. Unfortunately, some places have closed. I don't really want to call anybody out, during this bad time. But I basically book the entire, lower 48, I guess you could say. I don't really do too much in the Northeast because, the Northwest. Too much of that Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana. There's just a lot of driving to get to maybe one show, So, but a lot of the Southeast, a lot of the Southwest, Northeast, Midwest, festivals, Rock Fest, Rocklahoma, Metal in the Mountains, are a few of them that I've, had bands on. Blue Ridge, another one. We started off very, very small 6 years ago with like 5 bands. And, we've grown now into 6 years of doing this and making the connections that we have. Anytime we post a tour flyer, I'll get an email or two from people saying, hey, man, we want to be part of your roster. And I can only handle so much where I start taking away from some of the bigger bands on the roster. So I try to keep it where it's manageable. But I do like the fact that people are starting to recognize the name a little bit. And, this is my 3rd interview now in the past couple of weeks, just because of the whole COVID thing of why you're still trying to push through with the pandemic happening.
That's awesome. And I know I teased it, and I haven't even really talked to Jared about it, but when all of this is over with, and we do like to do our own shows and stuff like that, I'd love to tie in with you and get a bunch of Blind Anxiety bands down with a couple of the bands maybe from here and do one of those type shows. I think that would be fun to do.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt. And, since I'm down here in Florida, it wouldn't take much for me to drive up there as well and, actually be a physical presence at one of them too.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
We'll work on that post-COVID.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, like I said, I'm not doing too much for the rest of the year. Whatever we have in the books, we're just going to keep in the books and keep our fingers crossed it's going to happen. But right now we're looking into the first quarter and the second quarter of 2021 as we speak.
Well, I will tell you this, as far as Jared and I are concerned in the Sound, I know 2 of the venues that you do a lot with is the Celtic in Pascagoula and the Juke Joint in Ocean Springs. So whenever you have something coming through that way, make sure you let us know, because we will definitely get it lit up for you.
For sure.
I appreciate that a lot. And some of the stuff that we had coming through this year that was canceled, we're going to try to reschedule next year in the same time frame. So with you mentioned Carly earlier, with her tour with Wild Street and the Rumors, that's going to come back through your way probably sometime in the summer of next year.
So is the one with I think Reason to Find is at the Celtic? Is that one still on?
As of right now, yes. We're hoping to keep that weekender going with Reason to Find and Gandhi's Gun.
Yep.
I believe there's another tour later on in the year, I think, with Days to Come. Ventress was supposed to be on it, but they declined to be on that tour, so we got Gandhi's Gun to replace them as well. So I think they're going to be doing some shows in the Mississippi area coming up in October.
And I think Envision has a show at the Hotspot coming up in Gulfport. So
yeah, with Worthy of the Crown, I believe, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So good stuff coming our way from Blind Anxiety. So if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, how could they find you on all your social media and your website and everything?
Okay, well, it's pretty easy for the website, blindanxietyentertainment.com. There's a contact form on there if you are looking for a roster spot. Right now, I think we're pretty much maxed out, but you never know what the future holds for sure. My email is very simple as well, blindanxietyentertainment@yahoo.com. And we do have a Facebook page. I don't really conduct any business through the Facebook page. So definitely the website or the email is your best bet to get a hold of me.
Awesome. Well, James, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck in the future. And like I said, keep in touch with us. We'll do everything we can to help you in the areas that we're in. Jared, well, I mean, we are in general in Biloxi and that area, but I actually live in Pensacola now. So if you ever have anything coming through the Pensacola way, let me know, and we can hook that up too.
Well, you know what? Maybe I'll definitely pick your brain off the air about Pensacola, because I've been trying to get bands routed through that way, and every time a venue pops up, they seem to close the minute they pop up. So maybe if you got some insight off the air, that'd be great.
I can find some insight.
Okay, very good.
I've got some insight that I can find through some more insight, but I can get you some.
All right. Well, I know some of the bigger venues, in the area, but sometimes the smaller ones even work out even better.
Absolutely. We'll have to get Renee from Bangarang Peter to throw some things out for us.
Yeah.
So she
Sounds
plays
great.
venues around here. So, but yeah, we'll get it. But James, like I said, thank you so much. We appreciate you stopping by and filling everybody in on Blind Anxiety. Check them out. It's blindanxietyentertainment.com, and check out everything that they got going on. So James, thank you so much.
Kevin and Jared, I really do appreciate the time, and thanks for the support. And anytime, you guys need anything, don't hesitate to give me a shout.
You got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, guys. You have a great evening.
You too, man.
All right, bye-bye.
All right. So
solid show tonight, Kevin. Solid show, man.
We do, and we do have a couple videos that I'd like to get in that we've thrown in. If we've got the opportunity to do that, you are the master and the maestro, and we still got our good friends at Frets for Pets coming up this weekend as well.
That is correct. This Sunday, we're going to be live streaming in the same room for the first time since this whole stuff. So yeah, Sunday. What are we starting? What time did we say? 6, Kevin?
6 p.m.
Yeah, and that's for a great cause. We're going to have a lot of good musical performances. They're all going to be pre-recorded.
Yes.
They're at places. There are people playing live, but it's pre-recorded. So
basically, if you're familiar with Frets for Pets, usually it's at the Juke Joint downtown Ocean Springs. Bunch of bands, 2 days, auctions, raffles, and it's all to raise money for different animal shelters across the area. And me being a big animal lover, 2 dogs, 4 cats, by the way, just saying, they do a really good job with that. But unfortunately, with COVID, they weren't able to do it live this year. So what they've done is Saturday, our good friends at the Rushmore podcast, Thomas and Peppers, and you can check Pepper out on our Facebook page. As a matter of fact, playing a little ditty that Jared posted the other day. They'll be handling day one with our good friend Anthony Patallo. So they'll be handling day one, a bunch of bands playing then, and it'll be an opportunity for you to donate to any of the local or even national animal shelters. And then day two, Jared and I have it, and we'll be playing a bunch of other bands as well. And like you said, kind of like the quarantine type thing where they've locked themselves up. They've recorded themselves doing a few songs, and we're going to have the videos for that. So you're going to see live music throughout the weekend.
You haven't seen them yet, have you?
Huh?
You haven't seen them yet?
No, I have not.
I've seen them. They're pretty legit.
So I'm looking forward to it. I get to go to Biloxi for the weekend and hang out. So, and Jared and I will be in the same room for the first time in 2 months. Well, I mean, you can't count the quarantine concert because we were still 6 feet apart talking to each other.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, we were.
But yes,
what-
we'll be doing it from the same room, so that would be awesome.
We got a comment here from Mark. He said he grew up in Pensacola. What about vinyl? Vinyl Music Hall. I'm sure he was talking about
Yes.
the conversation we were having earlier. I would assume that that would be one of the ones that James knew about, one of the larger venues that he would, that he had heard of.
Right. Yeah, I would assume that. I mean, there's a couple of them downtown Pensacola that could possibly be part of that. I'm sure there's one in Seville Quarter and of course vinyl. But I think what he's looking for is more of the not the hole in the wall, not the dives, but some of the smaller venues,
Right.
that will work for live bands in Pensacola. So if you know of any, definitely hit up Blind Anxiety Entertainment or send it to our Facebook page, and we'll move it on to James as well.
Who did you want to get in here so we can make it happen? What's
So there were two that I wanted to play. They're kind of separated on the playlist, but one was the latest lyric video from Jupiter Pilot.
Okay. Yep, I got that right here.
Cryo Sleep. And then I wanted to get Tim Black and the Nomad Train and their song Blackbird in tonight.
Okay, perfect. Let's jump in right now. Let's see here. Hold on one second. Let's jump in right now. This is going to be Jupiter Pilot. It's Cryo Sleep. It's their official lyric video. This is the second song I believe that they've done with Joey Miller. Am I correct?
You are correct. Yes.
So be sure to check him out, guys. You heard James mention it, right? One of the first things that anyone's going to look at if you're a new and up and coming band is the quality of your recording. And we all start out trying to do it ourselves, and that's fine if you're trying to capture an idea or demo something out for the guys that's in your band. But when you're ready to put it out there on the internet, quality recordings matter is yes. What I'm trying to say here. So let's check it out here. Jupiter Pilot. The song is called Cryo Sleep.
You're watching the sound.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
I've always liked that song since the first time I heard it, and it's cool to hear, hear it after Joey put his magic on it, and it's just, I don't know, I dig it. I dig it.
So we just had a comment come through from Tony Byrne.
Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I got it right here. Go ahead.
Yes. So what's up, guys? Just to remind y'all, this Friday night, July 31st, at Trax Bar and Grill in Long Beach. Love that bar, by the way. 8 bands, Metal Fest with Putrid Womb, Killhammer, Perceptions of Torment, Teratoma, and more. So if you're looking for live music this Friday night at Trax Bar and Grill in Long Beach, and I'll be in town. I may just have to roll on over there. I'll be staying in Gulfport. So
nice. Friday night. There is live music. You just got to know where to find it.
Yes. And I think we got one more we want to get in. Then I will announce the winner of the grudge match.
Okay. Tell me so I can get to working on that. Where are we going in?
The next one's going to be Tim Black and the Nomad Train.
Yep, you told me that already. I got it. Keep talking for a second. So
anyways, yeah, so the grudge match winner coming up, was it Another Day Dawns or was it Kingdom Collapse? The only one person knows the answer right now. So we'll see. But definitely want to check this out. Check him out. Tim Black Music. I guess this is the new band, Tim Black and the Nomad Train.
I know we just put all this out on Spotify. We shared some of that on the page too. So be sure to check that out, man. Let's jump right into it, Kevin.
All right, this is Tim Black and the Nomad Train. The song is called Blackbird, and you're watching The Sound.
Smile pretty for the world.
I dug that.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see Tim got that out there, man. I dig that.
Cool. Well, I think that's about it.
Like I said, you can find his music, man, on our on the Facebook page. We've shared it, but I don't know where it's on Spotify. I'm assuming just look up Tim Black.
Yeah, it's Spotify, Amazon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get back onto our Spotify playlist, so you can find it there. So I've been kind of slacking on that one. Been kind of busy over here.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but like I said, looking forward to getting in town this weekend and hanging out with Jared in person and doing the Frets for Pets show. So that's going to be exciting. So that's 6 o'clock Sunday night, and
that is August the 2nd.
2nd. Yep, already in August. Damn.
That quick, man. Just that quick. So everybody be sure to tune in Sunday night. We love to see you in the comment section. We're going to be hanging out. It's going to be a good time. We appreciate you.
Jared's house.
Yeah, we appreciate you watching tonight, and we appreciate you listening on the podcast. So y'all have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.